Om Yogis, welcome to a practice today with RHIANNON, the Welsh goddess of self-love. So let's start in a seated position and just take a moment just to let yourself land here on your mat tonight or today. And then when you're ready, just bring your hands to your knees and just come into a few rounds of seated cat-cow. Just gently warming up the spine, loosening up the spine a little bit. As you inhale, offer your heart, and as you exhale, round your back, find your core. And now when you're ready, just take your arms out in front of you as you exhale, and as you inhale, offer your chest and open your arms. As you exhale, arms come in front of you, back round, inhale, offer your chest, open your arms like a great bird. RHIANNON is said to work with the birds, helping to take souls into the dream time. So allow yourself to get a little bit absorbed in this movement. Allow this movement and this breath to relax you. Beautiful, then come to stillness when you're ready. And just drop one hand down to one side and take a nice side bend in your seated position. Holding and breathing here. The name RHIANNON means great queen. And RHIANNON is a moon goddess of birds and horses and fairy magic and dreaming. Lovely. Let's go to the other side. Holding and breathing here. Whichever way you're bending, see if you can ground the opposite hip a little bit more. Lovely, and then come back to center. Separate your legs for straddle pose. And when you find your straddle, turn your body to face your left leg and just gently fold over that leg. Or just stretch over that leg, grounding through the right hip. Hold and breathe here. So RHIANNON appeared as a golden goddess in this world. She's originally from the fairy kingdoms. For some reason, she came into this world, she was riding around on a white horse, and for a reason that is beyond me, she married a mortal man, a lord, and stayed in the overworld. What a mistake to make her. Poor RHIANNON. And RHIANNON and this lord had a child, and as luck would have it, the child disappeared when it was just a baby, and RHIANNON was falsely accused of murdering him. And this was because the child's nursemaids framed Rhiannon by smearing blood all over her while she slept, so everybody thought that she'd killed and eaten the baby. So things go from being beautiful in the fairy kingdoms, then in the overworlds, not so great. Let's come back to center. Now turn to face your right leg, I think it is, or if it's the other leg, don't worry, and just fold the other way, grounding down through the opposite hip. So Rhiannon was forced to live as if she was a horse for her penance for the murder of her child, which she didn't do. So the king, the Lord, forced her to live as if she was a horse for 7 years. So she had to stand outside the castle gates and carry people up and down the track in and out of the castle. And on her days off, poor Rhiannon had to sit outside the castle gates upon a horse, recounting her story again and again. Let's come back to center. Let's take a little fold now through the center line, little stretch through the center line. So Rhiannon was a queen of the fairy kingdoms, and she had a great time there, and then she came up here, married a guy, and everything started going wrong, as it often does in these old stories. So let's come out of that fold now, lovelies. Keep your left leg extended, but bend your right leg in for Janushasana A. And we'll just take a fold here. Fold and hold, and breathe. And if you feel difficulty in these folds, then know that Rhiannon can relate to you at this moment through her story. The story is quite a difficult one. We can give ourselves a little bit of relief by coming out of that fold, pushing into your right hand or your opposite hand, and pushing onto your right knee so you can stretch along the left side. Hold and breathe for a moment. And then when you're ready, we can do this a few times, coming in and out of Janushasana A, and then back into that big old side stretch. Coming back to seated when you're ready, swapping your legs over, and just come into the hold and fold on one side. So just hold in the fold for a moment, or hold in the stretch. And be with any difficulty. Maybe in solidarity for poor Rhiannon. So while she was doing her penance, there was a horse lord in another part of, I believe it was Wales. Yeah, of course it was Wales. And he saw a monster take one of his foals, one of his baby horses. And because he saw it, the monster in its place left a little baby. And the horse lord took the baby on as his own. But as the baby grew, he recognized him as Rhiannon's son due to his golden hair. So he returned the baby, and Rhiannon was exonerated, and she took her place back as a great golden queen. Let's come out of that hold, lovelies, and just come into that moving Janushasana side stretch again on the other side. So after a time, after 7 years, 7 long years, Rhiannon was found not guilty and became the queen again. Why she didn't run back to the fairy realms screaming, I do not know. But she didn't. Lovely. Come out of that when you're ready. Lovely. And then let's come into downward facing dog. Meet you there. Stretch it all out. And then when you're ready from here, bring your right knee to the ground, bring your left foot forward and come into a low lunge here. Just hold and breathe. When I looked at Rhiannon's story, I thought, what is this teaching us? And I feel that it's about this, that when earthly love seems to fail us, we draw up the love within the self to sustain us. How Rhiannon survived 7 years, I do not know, but she did. How she stayed, I do not know, but she did. I believe that Rhiannon was drawing up the love of the fairy realms, or the love of what she was, to sustain her in those difficult times. Let's come out of that lunge. Take a brief downward facing dog. And then drop onto your left knee, bring your right foot forward, lunge on the other side. And we can see if we can, during this practice today, really start to draw up the love within ourselves. And this just means to draw up the love of what we are. So in Rhiannon's story, I believe she was drawing up the love of the fairy realms, but in our story it might be different. But see if you can really breathe yourself in today. Breathe in all the beautiful things about you, all the beautiful times that you've had, the beautiful moments. Gorgeous. And then come out of that into downward facing dog. Walking your hands back to meet your feet. Letting your head and shoulders be heavy. Bend your knees, tailbone heavy, as you gently roll up through your spine to a standing position. And then stand along the side edge of the mat once you come to standing for a few moon salutations now. Rhiannon is a goddess. She's a lunar goddess, a goddess of the moon. And she reminds us that whatever is happening, remember to love yourself through it. Turn love inward. And I love that. So our challenge today in our moon salutations is to love ourselves no matter what, whether we lose our balance, whether we get lost, whether we get tired, we love ourselves no matter what. Beautiful. So bring your feet hip width apart and let's just take a side bend to the left. And then a side bend to the right. Separate your feet. Come into 5 pointed star, stretch out. And then sink down for Goddess pose. Bend your knees, tailbone heavy. Tummy on, bottom in. Beautiful. Then come back to 5 pointed star. And turn your feet to the right for triangle pose. I'm aware that, we're not that warm yet, so don't worry if your triangle is small compared to what it usually is. Just take a triangle here. Breathing as you go. Beautiful. Now turn over that right leg, I believe, and come into pyramid pose. Square off your hips. You might want to walk your back foot out a little bit. Breathing here. And now we turn the pyramid into a low lunge with your right foot leading. Lifting the arms, dropping the hips, crescent moon. Bringing your hands back to the mat, walking them to the side edge of your mat, coming into a wide leg fold. Breathing deep and slow and even. And then walking the hands to the other side of your mat so your left foot is leading for a low lunge on the other side. Lifting your arms, dropping your hips, crescent moon. Bringing yourself up to pyramid pose over the other leg, folding over the other leg when you're ready. Opening up for triangle here. Just open up your top arm, your right arm, open up your chest. Coming up when you're ready, bring yourself into five-pointed star. Five-pointed star turns to Godess pose. And then back to five-pointed star. Feet are hip width apart, we side bend to the left. And then we side bend to the right. Separate your feet back to five-pointed star. We're going to do that again. Dropping down for Godess. Five-pointed star. Turning the feet again to the right for triangle. Whatever is happening, remembering to love yourself through it. Turn love inward. And folding over the right leg for pyramid. Which takes us into a low lunge with the right foot in front. Drop the hips and lift the arms for crescent moon pose. Bringing your hands to the mat, lifting your back knee up, walk your hands to the side edge of your mat, wide leg fold. Then walk the hands around so your left foot is leading into a low lunge. Dropping your hips, lifting your arms, crescent moon. Pyramid when you're ready. And open up for triangle. Whatever is happening, remembering to love yourself through it. Turn love inward. Coming up to standing, take 5-pointed star. Bend the knees, sink the hips, Goddess pose. Five-pointed star. Stretch it out, bring the feet together, hip width apart, sorry. Side bend to the left. And side bend to the right. Let's go again. 5-pointed star. Goddess. 5-pointed star. Turn the feet to the right. Triangle. Pyramid pose when you're ready, over that right leg. Low lunge. Drop the hips, lift the arms, crescent moon. Walk the hands around, wide-legged fold. Keep walking the hands so the left foot leads you into a low lunge. Drop the hips, lift the arms, crescent moon. Pyramid. Triangle. 5-pointed star. Goddess. Star. Feet hip width, bend to the left. And then over to the right. Beautiful. We're going to switch directions now. We're working with the moon, and we're also building a little bit of a magical circle around ourselves. So we'll do a half circle on the other side now. So come into standing side bend, right side first. And then left side. Five-pointed star. Goddess. Star. Turn feet to the left for triangle. Triangle turns to pyramid. Pyramid to low lunge with the left foot leading. Lifting the arms for crescent moon, sinking the hips. Walking your hands to the side edge of your mat, the other side of your mat now, wide leg fold. So you'll notice you're creating a little half circle on the other side. And then walk the hands all the way around so the right foot is leading into a low lunge that turns into a crescent moon as you lift the arms. Bring that into pyramid pose. Open it up for triangle. Stand up for your star. Goddess, Star, feet under the hips, side bend to the right, and then over to the left. Love yourself through it, lovelies. Come back to Star, to Goddess, to Star, feet turn to the left for Triangle, to Pyramid, to a low lunge, lifting the arms, Crescent Moon, walking the hands around, wide leg fold, and all the way over to the other side, right foot leading, low lunge, Crescent Moon, Pyramid, Triangle, 5-pointed star, Goddess, Star, feet under hips, side bend right, side bend left. Last round, Star, Goddess, Star, turning feet to the left, Triangle, Pyramid, low lunge with the left foot leading, Crescent Moon as you lift the arms, walking the hands around for a wide leg fold, walk the hands around again so the right foot is leading, Crescent Moon, coming into Pyramid when you're ready. Open up Triangle, 5-pointed star, Goddess, 5-pointed star, feet under hips, side bend to the right, and side bend to the left. Let's come into tree pose here on whatever side you wish to. And don't worry if you wobble. Love yourself through it. Overcome the need for the approval of others. What is the difference between balance and no balance? I mean, it seems like there's a big difference, but they're just two sort of sides of the same coin. And we're never the same twice. And we all go through the entire spectrum of balance and no balance. So when we realize this, we overcome the need of approval. We get okay with exactly where we are, knowing it's just where we are, and that's okay. Let's swap sides, tree on the other side. So instead of needing to balance or not balance or whatever it is, instead of anything, see if you can concentrate on drawing up inner reserves of love and magic, maybe through your supporting foot. What a beautiful foot it is to hold all of your weight and try to balance here. try to hold you here. Lovely. Let's come down to standing. Bring your feet a little wider than your knees, and just keep your knees nice and soft as you start to swing your arms side to side. Let the body be nice and loose now. And in this position, I see the arms swinging. I think of us fortifying our own kind of magical circle of love, from which we draw up inner strength, inner resources, fortification when the outside world is tough. And you can feel yourself creating this circle of love. Close your eyes, go there with me. Know that this love around you, and that you build, but you also turn to it during times that are hard. This love around you forms a circle of protection. And this means that no matter who says what, we can survive it. No matter who says what, we can survive it. We can be sustained by our own love. When love fails us in the outside world, just like Rhiannon. Come to stillness when you're ready. Bring your hands to your hips, lovelies, and just start to hula hoop your hips. Again, feeling the circle. And I had this lovely moment the other day where I heard somebody talking about boundaries, and they're saying, I've got really good boundaries. I tend to do this when someone's doing that, and I tend to do that. And they were very kind of forceful in their own right. But for me, I felt like they didn't have good boundaries at all. It was that kind of, I think the lady doth protest too much, sort of energy. Like, I've got these great boundaries. And I was like, I don't know. And I realized, that good boundaries are not really created by having the intention of keeping others out. That's not a good boundary. That's just a self-defense mechanism. Let's turn the circle of the hips the other way. For me, I think that good boundaries are created through loving ourselves through thick and thin, through filling our magic circle with love, if you like. And it's like we sit within our own fairy circle that is filled with enough nourishment for us to feel safe, no matter what. When someone starts to encroach in on this, we love ourselves enough to say no. We're not saying no just for the sake of saying no, or in a fearful way or a defensive way. It's just coming through love for the self. And this is what Rhiannon teaches. Come to stillness, lovelies. Let's turn to face the short edge of your mat now. As you inhale, raise the arms. And as you exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway rise. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stand up, arms up. And exhale, relax, half salutations. Inhale, raise the arms. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway rise. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stand up, arms up. And exhale, relax. One more time, but every time you inhale, feel yourself drawing up love, and every time you exhale, let yourself dive in. So inhale, raise your arms, draw up love from within. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway rise. And exhale, fold. Inhale, stand up, draw up the love, arms up. And exhale, relax into the love that you are. Let's turn to the side edge of your mat. Separate your legs for a wide leg fold. As you inhale, lift your chest, and as you exhale, fold on in. And we're just going to move the body over the legs one at a time. And as you do so, your opposite arm to your ankle. Hang on, your opposite arm comes to your ankle and the other arm extends. So we're folding over the legs one at a time and taking this into a very slight twist. And it's not important how this looks. It's not important how deep you go. It's not important. The important thing is to love yourself through it. We know when we're mastering in self-love, when we can love our flaws, our imperfections, and our mistakes, just as much as we love our successes. And doing this makes us unconditional with ourselves. We love ourselves no matter what. And this is the first step to becoming unconditional with one another. Loving no matter what, no matter what. Gorgeous. When you're ready, come back to stillness, come back to center. And gently heel toe your legs in a little bit so you can squat down, Malasana, yogic squat. Breathing here. Yeah, so I think that Rhiannon can teach us a lot about fortifying our own magical circle of protection and love that can sustain us when the outside world doesn't. And she says, if you're a victim of false gossip or judgment, harsh judgment, fortify yourself rather than give any energy to those who speak without understanding. I think that Rhiannon would say, give no energy to them. Your energy is needed for you and for you alone. Because looking at her story, I feel like she must have done this. Otherwise, she wouldn't have survived. Something must have sustained her. And this beautiful, soft queen of the fairies coming to the overworlds and being treated so harshly. And then the way that she also went back to the king afterwards. She remained soft and loving. I don't think I could do that. So she was drawing from something. And I think she was drawing from herself, the love for herself, her trust in herself, for what she was and where she was from. And that made her strong. So from here, lovelies, let's drop back, sit down, raise your legs for Navasana, or just take a moment, feeling your core strength, switching on your pelvic floor, opening your heart, holding and breathing here. Gorgeous. And then from Navasana, bring your legs down, bring your hands behind you, and just let your knees fall left to right so they look like windscreen wipers. Let yourself relax a little now. I think Rhiannon understood that she came into this world alone, and she's not afraid that aloneness means emptiness, because she knows that when all others turn away, she still stands surrounded by love. Her aloneness is full of love. So beautiful, and she's developed her inner richness to such a point that it does not depend on anyone else. She can still maintain herself even when everyone else is mistreating her, judging her harshly, falsely accusing her. She can still maintain herself in that loving vibration. And that to me is her own personal fairy circle. Queen of the fairies. And that to me teaches me a lot about good boundaries that come from love and not from defense. That come from love for the self and not defense of others against others. So let's grab a strap now, lovelies. Lie down. And just hook the strap over one of your feet and take a hamstring stretch here. Breathing into that stretch, breathing into your hamstrings, not always an easy thing. So whatever is happening in your practice, whatever is happening in your leg, whatever is happening in your life, Rhiannon's message is to remember to love yourself through it. Turn love inward. Make sure your circle isn't empty. Let it be full of love, and let that love sustain you when others fail you. Gorgeous. Let's take that leg over to the side. So whatever side you're working with, if you're on your left leg, you're going left side, right leg, right side. Just open it up. Whatever you feel, love yourself through it. However it looks, love yourself through it. Gorgeous. Then bring the leg back to center and take it across the body now. Breathing deep here. Hold and breathe. But most of all, love yourself. Back to center when you're ready. Swap legs. Hamstring stretch on the other side. Open that up now, lovelies. Open it wide. Rhiannon's not afraid that aloneness means emptiness, because when all others turn away, she stands surrounded by love, the field of love that she has developed, her inner richness. That is so strong, it depends on no one else. It's so beautiful. Let's come back to center, lovelies, and take the leg across the body. remembering whatever is happening, love yourself through it. Rhiannon's message is to turn love inward. Accused of the most terrible crimes, turn love inward. Falsely accused, judged, turn love inward. Draw from the love of what you are, where you're from. Back to center when you're ready. Bring both feet to the mat, release your strap, and just take your right foot just above your left knee for reclined pigeon. Hold and breathe here. Threading the hands if you want to, so you can pull the legs a little closer to you. Try to relax the shoulders, relax the face. Be soft with yourself. Create a field of love and protection around yourself. With Rhiannon, Goddess of self-love. Beautiful. Let's swap legs now. Do the same pose on the other side. Only love, lovelies. Breathe in, only love for yourself. Develop this inner richness. May it sustain you when all else fails. Beautiful. When you're ready, let's do the same thing on the other side, but this time rather than thread your hands, keep your foot on the mat. So I think that will be your left foot stays on the mat, and we're just bringing the right foot above the knee. If you've gone the other way or I've gone the wrong way, then do it on the other side. So we're in a reclined pigeon, but we're not using the arms, just letting the legs be. And then, in your own time, bring the foot that is in the air, flex that foot, and we're going to just let the legs fall so that foot comes to the floor and you're in a reclined pigeon twist. And once you find it, relax, let go. Love yourself through it. Turn your love inwards. Beautiful. When you're ready, bring yourself out of that. Swap your legs, reclined pigeon twist on the other side. Feel a circle of love around you. And with every breath, fill that circle with the richness of self-love and compassion, self-acceptance. Draw up the love that you are. You know, lovely, the truth is, there is so much to love about you. Bring yourself out of that when you're ready. Our next pose will be a supine Baddha Konasana, so the soles of the feet are together and the knees fall wide, and you can prop this with blocks and blankets so you're super comfortable, super relaxed. And just allow yourself to be in your circle now, a magical fairy circle around you that is being drawn by this practice with Rhiannon. Beautiful golden queen of the fairies. Allow yourself to relax into that loving circle. Let the hinge of your jaw let go and release. Let yourself relax and absorb the love that you are. This love can help you to feel safe no matter what. No matter what. Feeling a circle of love and protection formed around you, knowing that good boundaries are not created by having the intention of keeping others out. But rather through loving ourselves, through thick and through thin. We sit within our own fairy circle that is filled with enough nourishment for us to feel safe and protected and loved no matter what. Beautiful. When you're ready, use your arms to draw your legs together. Move your props out of the way, lovelies. Plant your feet and just start to gently lift your hips for bridge pose. As you inhale, your hips come up, and as you exhale, the hips come down. See if you can feel the articulations of your back as you move. And if it feels right for your body, as the hips come up, your arms can come up and overhead. And as the hips come down, the arms can come down to the sides. Beautiful Rhiannon, Queen of the Fairies, says whatever is happening, remember to love yourself through it. Turn love inwards. Pour love into your own circle. Sustain yourself. Sustain yourself when nothing else does. Bringing your hips down to the ground, gently grab a block and lift your hips again and place the block underneath your sacrum, a large triangular bone at the base of the spine. So it sits just above your buttocks, not into your spine, but just above your buttocks for supported bridge. Holding yourself here, holding yourself within the love and protection of your own circle. Your own magic. And you can stay in supported bridge, or if you want, you can lift one leg and hold here, hold and breathe. Bringing that leg back to the floor when you're ready, lifting the other leg. then bringing it back to the floor. And if you feel comfortable enough on your block, you can try lifting both legs up, supported shoulder stand. Let your hips heavy into the block, and this will make the pose more stable. But it doesn't really matter what you do here. You have no need for the approval of others, no need to be anything other than what you are. Because it is from what you are in this moment, it is from that that you draw up your inner reserves of love and magic today. From exactly what you are. And it doesn't matter at all what anyone else thinks or says, or the judgments of others. Doesn't matter, can't touch you here. Beautiful. When you're ready, we'll come out of that. Plant your feet, lift the block, and gently roll out of those supported poses. Moving the block to one side, hug your knees in, and let them fall to the left for a supine twist. Rhiannon's message, the queen, the golden queen of the fairies, her message today is you are strong enough to love yourself through anything. Draw strength from the love of who you are. Never forgetting the magic of who you are. Lovely, let's bring the knees back to center and fall to the other side. Supine twist on the other side. I really feel us all now lying within the fairy circle. Super beautiful. Beautiful. When you're ready, let's come back to center. Separate your legs and come into happy baby here. Maybe now you feel the joy of who you are, the love of who you are. Beautiful miracle. Breathe it all in. release that pose, lovelies, and come into Shavasana when you're ready, making sure that you'll be warm enough for the next 10 minutes or so. And in your Shavasana, you fall into the love that you are. Know that you are safe and protected. It is safe to let go into the love that you are. It's beautiful, you know, guys, to connect to beautiful Rhiannon, who teaches us so much about self-love. This golden queen of the fairies, so soft and yet so strong. beautiful. Start to deepen your breath. Taking whatever stretch the body needs, stretching out inside your fairy circle. And hugging your knees in towards your chest. Excuse me. Rocking a little side to side, massage your hips. Rocking to one side. Knowing from this place of magic and love, there's so much wisdom. So if there's anything that you want to bring back with you, anything that has helped you today, any insights that you've had, bring them back as you come to a comfortable seat. Okay. So just before we end and while we're in this beautiful vibration, I'd like to ask you guys to grab a paper and pen. Hopefully you've got one ready. And just write down one thing about yourself that you love, admire, or appreciate. And don't overthink it, just let it be the first thing that comes into your heart, into your mind. No wrong answers. Just sit with that for a moment. And if you're practicing with someone else, with other people, I'd ask that you do the same for each person in the room. The first thing that comes into your heart, don't overthink it. Just a one-word thing will do, or a couple of words about each person in the room. Something that you see in them, that you love, you admire, or you appreciate. And if you're on your own, you can think of a couple more things for yourself, perhaps. Beautiful. And we do this so we can expand our magical circle and take sustenance in the supportive vibration within it. We can take our own comments home, or other people's insights, or the way they see us, in the most positive way. Take it into our circle so it is not empty. And keep it close so we can feel stronger when we're feeling harsh judgment and criticism maybe around us in our day-to-day lives. Lovely. So I will say namaste at this point. A heartfelt, beautiful namaste. Thank you for practicing with me, and gratitude to RHIANNON for her story and her lessons. And if you're in a group, you can take a moment just to share the love with so much love. Namaste.